Hello out there, fellow achievers. I hope this finds you well and you guys are going really well on this journey. And I hope you guys are starting to notice the difference already in your lives, having starting to practice those daily habits. Daily habits ensure that we find ourselves where we are. It starts making sure that we become intentional in whatever it is that we're doing. I believe that anyone who's intentional about their success will outgrow anyone in their lives. And I think this journey is about us becoming intentional about getting to where we want to get to. And I think, yes, as we are sitting here right now, I thought, let me share what I promised to share with you, because some of you may still be stuck as into, okay, fine, but what am I going to do? And I would hate for you to start doing what everyone is doing, or maybe what I'm doing. But I want you to start evaluating your life, to look at the different areas in your life, to say, what are areas that I would need to improve on? Because I think if there's nothing for you to improve on, then you are stuck. I believe whatever is not growing is dying. But maybe some of us don't even know what to improve on, because we simply don't even know, which areas in our lives are not aligned. So this is just simply to ensure that you've got something to improve on, something to develop in your life. Because I think the only thing that can guarantee us that our life tomorrow is better than what it is today is personal development. It's us improving those areas in our lives. And even if you have to improve just one thing, that's the only guarantee that your life will be better than it is today, tomorrow. So what is it that you can improve on? So let's start evaluating all those different areas. So I've got 10 areas that I'm going to help you evaluate in your life. Those 10 areas that we're looking at are, the first one I've got is relationships. So are you happy with your relationships? And these I'm talking, it could be relationships, it could be relationship. I'm talking romantic relationship. So you might be single, you might be in a relationship, you might be married, whichever it is. It might be complicated, whatever it is. But are you happy with the status quo of your relationship? Are you happy with the things that you're doing with your partner? Are there things that you would love to do with your partner that you aren't doing? What is it that you'd like to see happening in your relationship that right now you feel isn't there? I want you to start evaluating that. Notice where it is and give it a score out of 10. With 10 being perfect and 0 being really poor. I want you to just look at your relationship. You might feel that, our relationship is good. However, I feel like maybe we could do with a bit of a nudge in terms of doing certain things together, maybe doing certain activities together, maybe even doing the personal development challenge together. That might even get you to be more competitive, to start spending time together. I think most relationships suffer because partners or couples don't do things together. And if you're single, you could look at where would you like to see. Some people are single and happy, and that you could say, I want to just work on my relationship with myself, which is okay. What is it that you'd like to see? Are you happy with the relationship with yourself? Are there things that you'd like to be doing with yourself that you're not? Are you taking yourself out? Or do you feel uncomfortable even taking yourself out? Do you feel comfortable celebrating yourself? Do you feel comfortable taking care of yourself? You might start putting certain things like going out for a massage, pampering yourself, doing your manicure, whatever, getting yourself a proper haircut or a nice hairdo. These things that I'm mentioning, guys, you could still do with your partners. You could still do for your partners. You could still do, or maybe you might say, okay, fine. I think I'd love to go on more dates if you're single and you're not going on enough dates. Make sure you make time to go on enough dates and those kind of things. Or, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, maybe you haven't gone on a weekend outing or something like that. But those are things that you can use your own initiative in terms of, because I think comparing your relationship to other people is not going to make you happy. The relationship that makes you happy is a relationship that you compare to what you really want. And that's it. I think so many of us try and compare ourselves to other people, and then we lose that authenticity in our relationship, that authenticity in ourselves, simply because we want to be like other people. So take some time right now to just center yourself and ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? Not what the world wants. What do I really want? And that's the first thing. So evaluate your relationships and see if that's an area that you'd like to focus on. 2 that I've got on the list here is your friendships. So these are social activities. So your friendships, are you spending enough time with your friends? One thing I realize is that the older you get, the less friends that you have. But I think the busier we get, especially as an entrepreneur, the less time you have for your friends. One thing I think is quite important is to try and involve your friends in your business activities, because I've realized that your friends could actually come up with ideas that you had not even anticipated or had, or they could unlock whatever it is that has kept you locked. So if this comes to your business ideas with your friends, people that you trust, I feel that you need to have those people that you trust, those people that you've had honest conversations with in your life, in your journey of life. So how are your relationships with your friends? How are you, people that you do social things, people that you chill, have fun, talk about nonsense, talk about life, talk about everything, talk about economy, talk about everything. How's your relationship with those people? I know I had friends that I used to play soccer with, and I think those friendships were quite profound, because then we knew, in as much as we played soccer together, but even outside we become that supportive structure. Your friends are people that you know when you're going through difficulties, you can rely on to provide that support. Those are people that you know will back you up, will be there for you whenever you're going through challenges. Those are people that you know whenever you have something and you need support, these are people who will be there for you. These are people who will vouch for you even when you're not there. These are people who will, who are those people? These are people who make sure they're there for you whenever you need support. But who are those people for you? Are you ensuring, is there enough conversation with those people? Are you making time for those people? Do you guys spend time together? Do you visit each other? When is the last time you spent together? Are you happy with the quality of your friendships? I want you to evaluate that and just ask yourself, if there is something, the same thing, 10 being perfect, 0 being really poor, what is the level of your friendships? Where would you need to put in more effort in terms of those friendships to get it to where you'd like to? Next on the list there are adventures. So adventures or different activities that you can do. Last time I told you guys that it's quite important for you to reward yourself. What I normally do is I reward myself with healing activities. So one of the things we did, so we were supposed to go hiking, but all hiking spots and free time were closed, so we decided to go from the house that was taken to jog over to the beach, a few pictures of the beach, a few exercises on the beach, and run all the way back. I felt, because I've been quite dedicated in my exercising routines, socializing with my friends. What adventures can you do? Hiking, experience bungee jumping, river rafting. There's ways to do hiking. If you're gonna run a 21-kilometer, that's an adventure. So you've got your health, exercise, and adventure all in one. So what adventures? You could go on a weekend away, but are you doing adventurous things in your life? Are you happy with the level of adventurous activities that you're doing? Adventurous activities could include, one thing that I would like to do with my girlfriend is go horse riding. I think that's something that's quite adventurous. The other day, while we were jogging, we saw in the area here, a place where you could play, paintball. And it's like, I can't wait till we go paintballing. That's another adventure, But are you doing enough of those in your life? Or are you simply just going from work to home, and not creating enough time to create a bit of adventure, a bit of spice, a bit of play in your relationships? Remember, all of us want certainty in our lives. The moment I get certain of everything that is happening in my life, it starts getting boring. It's like if I eat nandos every single day, it starts getting boring. At some point I need a bit of KFC. At some point I want to lick my fingers a little bit, which maybe might be the wrong thing to say at this point, but if you've sanitized and washed your fingers, you can do that. Finger licking good. What is it that you could do? I mean, we want a variety, because the same thing over and over starts getting redundant, starts getting boring. So what variety could you add into your life? What spice could you get into your life? And that's it. Evaluate the amount of spice that might venture in your life. Are you happy with it? Out of 10 being really good, really satisfying, and 0 being poor and really boring, where are you in terms of venturing your life? Evaluate your life and look at, I mean, for me, I always believe if it's below 4, it needs to be 4, between 4 and 7, it's the level worth and that sort of thing. And you can choose which one you think is the most important for you to work on. Next I've got on the list is health and fitness. So I've touched on that. It's one of the things that I've been working on. Health and fitness, guys, we're looking at different things. We're looking at activities, you can start gymming. We're also looking at diet, you can start changing your diet, add certain things into your diet, remove certain things from your diet, or start drinking water. That's another thing that I've added into my daily thing. I actually downloaded an app which is called Plant Nanny, and it actually just sends you reminders to drink water. And it's like every time you drink water, you press on your phone, say how much water you drank, and it waters the plant. The idea is to help the plant to continue growing. So you can't just drink all your water at once. You need to drink it sparingly in certain times, and it helps me personally because I know I don't drink water, especially when I'm not exercising. But when I'm exercising, that's when I drink water. But I need to also rehydrate and drink water outside the exercise routine. So this app really helps me. So it's something that you can do. And yeah, exercising for me, just having that habit of doing exercises once a week. I think 1 hour a day. That really helps me stay really energized, really active, really productive. I've realized that earlier I do better. I'm really happy to have an early morning, then I'll do it in the evening, still quite good. I just become really productive until really late at night. Whatever it is, health and fitness, what areas you do that to improve your life? Next I've got on there is, and remember maybe just on the exercising, you don't have to go really extreme. Small things, and I believe the key is to doing things that are just manageable. Some people tend to overexert, and after that you're so you can't even continue. Now that's a bit too much. Do it sparingly, so at least you just warm yourself. And something in half or start, because it just gives you that momentum. If you overdo it really, this gets too much. Start small, just so that you will start gaining mileage. Next I've got there on the list is your intellectual life or your learning. Are you making the time in your life? Are you happy with the level of your intellectual, what are you investing in terms of your intellectual life, in terms of your learning? Are you happy with that? Are you making enough time to learn? Are you reading? Are you doing any courses? Are you attending any workshops that will help you improve your intellect? I think it's always quite important for you to always be studying, to always be doing something to improve your intellect. I do a lot of reading nowadays, which is quite intentional, because my reading has always been reading of something that I needed to just get more understanding of and so forth. But I'm now quite intentional in just reading and finishing books, and that's really helping me a lot in terms of just my intellect and so forth. I'm doing courses. I'm doing a master NLP course right now, which I do at Make Time Daily, and then whenever there's personal development workshops or workshop on something that I think is quite important, I really make time for that. As with a guy now, what I've noticed, the moment you become intentional about stuff, you start attracting people that are going to introduce you to other things. Like right now, I need to do a leadership workshop for a certain company, and with that, I've just been thinking, yeah, I've got content, but I want to add some more content in terms of leadership. And I know the one guy that I really love in terms of leadership is John Maxwell. But I also wanted more content in terms of emotional intelligence, that sort of thing. I met with a guy today, and while I'm there, it's like, hey, so you're really into this spiritual stuff? Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, fine. So do you know about this guy? So he shows me a book on, not a book, a video on by Daniel Goleman. And I'm like, oh wow, I love the way that he speaks about emotional intelligence. And I think that's just added more into my content. So now I'm going to research more on this guy. But I think the universe will start throwing people at you who speak the same language of things that you're really interested in. And I think that's quite important. So yeah, intellect, that could be courses that you want to do, it could be studying another course, it could be just whatever it is that you think will improve your intellect. Next up on the list there is your finances. So guys, with all of these, obviously you need to rate it from 10 to 0 to 10. Finances, are you happy with your finances? You're going into a 21-day lockdown. Some of us, as entrepreneurs, we know that we might not be able to earn any form of income during the lockdown. So it might hit hard on your pockets. Have you saved enough to be able to cope during the lockdown? With what's happening in the public right now, we might see ourselves going into a lockdown for 2 months, perhaps even 3 months. Should that happen and there's no form of income, how would you be able to survive? I think those are things that we need to start evaluating. Some of us are getting salaries. You're getting salaries. What are you saving? Do you have debts? I know I've got debts under my belt, which has become part of goal that I've set that it's by Sunday I should have paid half of my credit card off. That's tomorrow. So I need to process that today. So I should have done that. I should have started paying off all my debts. And hopefully my plan is to ensure that in 3 months' time I'll settle all my debts. But the idea of the bond is to finish it. So those are my plans. So financially, I need to settle things. Firstly, close off all your debts, and then start holding on to the important ones, bigger ones, start chunking it down, and reduce them to a point where at least you settle with all those things. But you might need to maybe start saving a little bit. You might need to start putting away some money. Are you saving? Are you saving for rainy days? Because these are the rainy days, if you didn't know. So we need you need to evaluate your life in terms of your finances. Are you happy with the way they are? I think a lot of the time we just evaluate our finance based on, do I have enough to get by? Do I have enough to get the things that I want? Not looking at, do I have enough for those times like this lockdown? Do I have enough to carry myself should the lockdown carry me? Continue maybe for about 3 months. That's quite important for us to start looking into. Next we've got there is spirituality. So spirituality, how close are you with your higher power? We all have a higher power. It might be God, it might be Allah, it might be whoever you believe is your higher power. Some people's gods is themselves. Some people, I've had people's, their God, their higher power is tree, or higher power is the universe. Whatever it is, what is your power? Do you feel connected to your higher power? Do you feel you are able to pull from the source of your higher power for you to actually feel connected to your higher power? Are you having the conversations that you feel that you need to be having with your higher power? Are you making time to be having conversations with your higher power? So for me, my higher power is God, and I felt, actually I know when things are not going so well in my life, it's because I've not been having enough conversations with my higher power. So one thing I've made sure I need to do is make sure I dedicate at least 30 minutes a day to just having a conversation with my higher power. Just 30 minutes a day for me to just have those conversations with God, praise and worship, so play music, just sing to it, and just get into prayer and have a conversation with God, and just spend some time just being grateful for what God has done. Sometimes we just long for more and more, not just being grateful for what our higher power has done for us in our lives. So it might be an area that you might feel you need to do that. Whatever I think makes you feel, and you need to ask yourself, what is it that I would need to do for me to feel that my relationship with my higher power is where it is? What is it that I would need to do for me to feel that spiritually I'm where I need to be? and that's it. And you can always assess yourself and so forth by asking yourself, in terms of my spirituality, in terms of my relationship with my higher power, out of 10, what is it? With 10 being really, really amazing, being really poor, where is it? Whatever number comes up in your head tells you where you are. And if you're not happy with the way it is, you can always just ask yourself the question, what is it that I need to do for me to improve it? And that's you can actually set in on a daily basis into your habits. Next we've got on the list there is your career or business, or your skill set, in terms of your career, in terms of your business. What is it that you would need to do to actually, are you happy with your career? Are you happy with your business? I knew my business, I needed to make a few changes. I needed to get my business to a certain point. And for me, my business, I assess it based on how much money it's bringing in for me. So in terms of revenue, where's my business? Am I happy with that revenue that I'm getting from my business? What is it that I need to do if I'm not happy to get it to where I want to get to? And is there something that I can do on a daily basis to ensure that I can get my business? What is it that I need to do to ensure my business can get to that point? So I knew I needed to start changing a few things. I needed to start getting a few more products. I needed to start evaluating my vision, which is my sales. So my marketing, I think, is quite good. I do enough to make sure people are aware of everything. But am I doing enough to ensure that I'm converting the sales? Once people know I'm doing much better, am I able to convert them into income? Benefit me that help me do the things that I want to do. And that's how you can your career. You can figure it out your career. Do you want the promotion? So all of this you can manage your life in this way. Where are you? Where would you like to be? Happy with where you are. Next I've got on the list there, we've got family life. So family life, how's your relationship with your siblings, with your parents, with your daughter, with your child, with your spouse? We're looking at family as a whole. So it might be your immediate family, it might be your siblings, it might be your parents. So evaluate those relationships. When's the last time that you had a conversation with them? When's the last time that you made time to actually talk to them? Are you happy with your family relationships? Is there something that you feel could be improved? Could it be better? If you're happy with the way it is, there's no need to work on it. If you feel that you could improve on it, great. What is it that you do to improve on that? Some of us go for months. I think this lockdown, maybe you might evaluate yourself and say, oh, maybe I might need to just call them and just check up on them. Maybe I might just need to send a text just to say, hey, I appreciate you, I miss you, and I love you. Are you making the time to spend time with them? Maybe you haven't even gone to spend time with them, visit them, or whatever. So make time during this time to start evaluating yourself, evaluate your life, see what areas you'd like to improve on, what areas you'd like to work on, for you to just feel you've got that sense of alignment within you. And the last I've got there, which is your little special package there, is community life. So in terms of your community life, are you giving back to your community? I feel somebody who feels that they are significant is somebody who's able to give of themselves. The moment we get to a point in our lives that we are able to contribute beyond ourselves, do things that not only benefit us but benefit even people in our communities, people out there. What is it that you can do that would benefit people out there? I've got various people who are in various causes in terms of sanitation, in terms of giving back to the community. I know one thing, my one vision is though to start a soccer and netball academy in Limpopo. I think simply because I felt that I grew up in an area where I felt that I had the opportunities for people to actually connect and sit and game. I probably might have gone so much further in my sports. And I would hate for somebody else to go through the same journey 20 years later, 30 years later. I need to give back beyond that so that I know. Part of why I started my own academy is because I felt people were not getting access to something that I think has completely transformed my life. What is it that I can do to give back to people? This personal development challenge, this is part of me giving back to the community, to giving back to you, to empowering you at no cost whatsoever, except your data, which I think, looking at the length of this video, I need to just end it right there. But I hope you found this really beneficial. Assess, evaluate your life, and reflect and look at where you are. Which areas would you feel you need to improve on? Which areas do you think you are content with? And which areas do you feel that you just need to continue maintaining? And assess in terms of out of 10, and those areas that you feel, then this, I need to prioritize at least 5 of those areas that we can work on, so that you can now dedicate to doing certain activities on a daily basis.